system. I understand that we as parents, what we go through and the struggles that we face on a daily basis. I will make good decisions at the Board of Education because I am involved in my children's education and their schools. I volunteer in the community and within other schools in Johnson County. I have the ability to spend time in the schools and will build strong relationships with the board, the staff, and the students to help Johnson County be one of the best school systems. I have family and friends who are teachers and staff. I am always listening to hear what their suggestions are, and they educate me on the experiences that they go through. I have the business experience working with large budgets as a local business owner. I have grown into multi-states, so I have the budget experience. The budget will allow me to prevent waste of the taxpayers' dollars. I will work for teacher supplements. We need classroom allotments so that our teachers don't have to spend thousands out of their own pocket. I will make facilities the top-notch schools that they should be. And I believe in less testing and more learning and help our children be what they want to be. I am Summer Hamrick, and I ask for your vote on Election Day.
Mr. Jennings.
First of all, we haven't had a chance to thank all of you for being here, except for my wife. All of you had a choice to be somewhere else tonight. So we appreciate you taking the time. We've talked about a lot of serious things tonight. I'm just going to share a quick story with you. For the last 13, 14 years, I've been a basketball coach for the Clayton Parks and Rec. This past February, and this is a true story, we had a little girl on my team. Her name was Sarah. Last season, she never scored a point. That's what we all want our kids to do in basketball. We can talk about all those other things, but we want them to score at least one basket. Fast forward to our second season. Sarah's on the team again. We go to our tournament game. Closing seconds of the game, 30 seconds left. We look at the scoreboard. There's no way we're going to win. I call a timeout. I look at the girls. They're all looking down. I said, you know what? Get the ball to Sarah, see what happens. Sarah, shoot no matter where you are. Sure enough, go in the game. Our tallest player gets it to her. Sarah gets the ball, shoots the ugliest shot in the history of basketball. Straight as an arrow, banks it in. It goes in. Crowd goes wild. Tears are shed. I have no idea what happened in the last 30 seconds of that game. But in that moment, all the years of coaching my own daughter, being involved in basketball, going through all the trials and tribulations of being on a sports team, that showed me how important it was to have a team that came together and got things done. And it showed the pure joy of what runs through a crowd and through a team of people when something great happens. And when it's all said and done, that's what the school course should be about. How are we bringing joy to those students, parents, families, and teachers every day? Thank you.
Mr. Johnson.
I thought I already gave my final statement, but I'll do it one more time. In 2007, I was requested by the Board of Education to go to Smithfield Middle School because of the overwhelming amount of gang activity, drug problems, and violence. By implementing after-school programs and with hard work, we fixed the problem. When I say we, I mean me and these teachers in this audience and the administrators. We fixed that problem. And anyone can tell you that, but I encourage you to ask these teachers, ask the students that I worked with for over 5 years at Smithfield Middle School. These students are sticking by me through my campaign, and they're who I am, and they're why I'm doing this. I'm not doing it for me. I'm not trying to launch a political career here. I want to help you guys. In 2014, when I left the school system permanently, a high school official wrote a letter to me, calling me a true superhero to the school system. And I'm humbled by that description, but I'm not a superhero. I'm just a police officer who wants to help these kids in Smithfield and all out throughout Johnston County. I'm also running because when I left the school, I promised the teachers I would. My wife was at work. I was at the police department doing some paperwork, and I got a call from a teacher. Said, hey, you're running this year. Because initially I thought 2018. And they said, you're running. I said, well, let me talk to my wife. And a couple minutes later, just got a call from another teacher. Said, hey, you're running this year. So when you elect me, you're not electing just me. You're electing the ones, like some have said, that are in the trenches. And this may be my last chance to tell you this, but I love you guys. All you teachers that stuck by me. All my family, thank you.
Ms. Roberts.
I am a proud parent. I love my boys, and I love everyone's child just like my own. They can tell you that. They've come through the house, and I advocate for them, and I volunteer, have been a volunteer for years and years and years on the Parent Advisory Council as a PTA member, on different commissions, and I've worked here for the Johnston County Schools for 8 years. I have 8 years in this school system and I've worked for 3 other school systems as well. So I'm very, very comfortable with working through school systems. But I filed to represent you, the taxpayers of Johnston County, for one reason and one reason alone, and that's to make a difference by serving all of our students, all of our Johnston County students. We have a solid school system and we can always do better. It's in the interest of continuous improvement. I believe we can strengthen Johnston County schools by vetting and recruiting master teachers, and I'm also committed to budgeting transparency and making sure that we expend our finances and capital resources in not just equal but equitable fashion. Not until I filed did I even know whose party was whose, and it has not made a difference to me one iota. I'm here for you, for everyone. Thank you very much. Please vote for me.
Ms. Smith.
Thank you, sir. I'm a passionate 40-year veteran teacher, principal, now professor, and school board member. 20 of those years have been in Johnston County. The goals I set 8 years ago when I decided to run for the Board of Education have been accomplished. Increased career and technical education, transparency, recognitions at the beginning of the school, at the 4 o'clock time instead of at the beginning when teachers had to take a half day to be recognized. Public comments at the beginning of the school board meeting so that they didn't have to sit until 6 o'clock as Mr. Jennings did when he was representing East Clayton. Teacher supplements have been increased 4 times in 8 years. We didn't lay off a single teacher assistant when the state cut deeply into that budget. Yearly bonuses have been given to classified staff. Growth has been phenomenal and is about to hit us again. We manage a $258 million budget, conservatively I might add, to get the best use of every dollar. We never ask for a dime if we need 9 cents, and that has protected our school system as well as our children's education. We've opened 6 new schools. We're 6% above the state in achievement. Graduation rate is up, dropout is down. We've hired 2 new superintendents, but I'm only one of 7 members, and I really covet your vote to make that happen again. Peggy Smith for Board of Education, just one of 4. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Mr. Sutton.
As a father of 2 in the Johnston County Public Schools, as well as a 21-year veteran, as a wife that's in the public school system, I have a vested interest, not counting a sister-in-law, brother-in-law, other family members across the county that are also teachers or play some part of in capacities of every school. I have a high-functioning autistic child. I've seen what the school system has done when bullying has taken a stance. I appreciate their support. I want to help others just like that. I understand the IEPs of certain situations of autistic children. And also, my main 3 points of running is growth, supplements, local supplements, and safety. Growth, we're seeing a major growth in Johnston County schools. It's one of the major economic drivers for the state, but also for this county. School system, we need to make sure that as we continue to grow, that every child has brick and mortar, not a mobile classroom. Outside of that, we need to collaborate with the planning board, the county commissioners, to make sure that we have proper land with the subdivisions that are going in. From the teacher supplements, we have seen thanks to the county commissioners and the current Board of Education, we got a 1% increase this year. So we need to continue that with a 3 to 5 year goal plan so that our teachers know what we're striving for. Safety, we need to make sure 3/4 of my family leaves every day and goes to the school system. I want to make sure that they're safe, just like I want to make sure your children are safe.
I'm going to have to cut you off,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Sutton. And finally, Mr. Wooten.
Well, I'll make it short, Peggy. Miss Smith has already given all my thunder on all the accomplishments of the last 8 years, but that's great. This gives me more time to talk. But I'm vested in the system too. I have a student at Campbell University who was well prepared to go to Campbell because he graduated from Johnston County Schools. I got an 8th grader at Princeton Elementary that thinks she's already smarter than me, and she probably is. I'm going to do the right thing for teachers in the classroom. We understand that you're still not paid enough, and we worked over the last 8 years to increase your teacher supplement 2%. 1% of the increase in teacher supplement is $2 million to our local budget. So just to give you an idea of a 1% increase in teacher supplement. And if I could, I'd give you 10% increase in teacher supplement, but we can't do that right now. But I'm going to work to increase that as a board member and encourage the other board members to do the same. You just need to know that when I make decisions on the Board of Education, that it's not party driven, Republican, Democrat, Independent. That means nothing to me. It's what's right for children. And every decision I make, I put in the back of my mind what's right for children. And I think anybody up here tonight is going to be a great board member. And I'm looking forward to it, so I need your vote in November. Thank you.
Thank you all, and can we all please give the candidates a round of applause for doing this tonight? And thank you all for coming out tonight to support these ladies and gentlemen. Again, remember, November 8th is the general election. October 20th begins early voting. Please go out and vote. It is for the schools, so I hope this helped you make a decision on who to support for school board. Thank you all. Have a good night.